Tiko, I imagine you like meeting on Hinge or one of these apps where you have to do a Zoom first before you meet him in person, and like you do this, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm a big reader.
The only reason he does is in the Playboy, the articles. That's it.
I think they got rid of that. I think they got rid of the articles from Playboy.
I have no idea. I haven't seen a Playboy in years.
It's terrifying.
Playboy the articles. You guys know I've been to the mansion.
Have you?
Yeah.
Were you were you just dressed up as one of the bunnies?
No, not that time. No, it's kind of a long story, but a customer, I helped them out with something and they put me on the list. This is back when I was like 18, 19 years old.
Who was your customer? Was it fucking Hugh?
No, rest in peace. Oh, some random ass person. They were like one of the people hosting a party. So I helped them out and they're like, oh, I'll put you and your friend on the list. This is when I was 18, so it's a long time ago, pre-iPhone. So we couldn't check anything. I told all my friends, everyone thought I was like, this guy's being dicked around. No one wanted to come with.
So you're saying that you had one of those phones that didn't have a camera on it?
I did. No, I sent them pictures. I actually have a couple of pictures, but they're so old and like.
Wait, how old are you? You're 30. You're like
Keefe,
20 years ago. 20 years ago.
Keefe, it's the mansion that's in Eagle Rock. That's the mansion he's talking about. He ain't talking about the same Playboy Mansion we're thinking of.
Is that what it was? Is it Eagle Rock?
No, the Playboy Mansion. What's the mansion?
No, I believe you. I definitely know girls that have gone to it. So I'm not that shocked. But tell me about the experience. How was it?
So there was like fake poker events. There was a lot of like Playboy bunnies like walking around. No one was naked.
Did you shoot your shot?
No. This is back when no game, and 18, 19. And I remember going to the bar and I ordered a drink, and the only drink at the time cocktail I remember was something I watched from like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I remember taking a sip on my code. This is disgusting. Yeah. No, but it was a pretty cool experience.
So it's funny. It sounds like no one went with you, so you ended up having.
So one of my friends, I'm like, dude, like, what do we have to lose? Worst case scenario, like, we go there and then, all right, we just turn around and go back home. And then my friend, the other one who found out that we were actually in the mansion, he went and bought a bunch of those like disposable cameras, and he drove up there. He's like, "Hey, come get me." And I'm like, "Who the fuck do you think I am? I can't get you in."
It's pretty funny. All right, that was a nice little sidebar.
Wait. Before we start, I have some talking points from your last episode.
Oh, okay. You have notes. Yeah, some feedback for us.
Okay. The comment about how the pod wasn't going to be too long because Enzo yaps too much. Enzo doesn't yap too much. It's all good content. Wait. There's more. Welbeck was a favorite from early in the season. As you can see on my team, I dropped Welbeck, Tiko. Shut the fuck up.
Well, Enzo, you have this written down.
I have it written down. Enzo,
Enzo,
wait, let me finish. Enzo and Keefe were both high on Huang at the beginning of the season. Tiko, we all know you love Huang. There's more. Unnecessarily taking the piss with my injury notes. Akanji is relevant. He's a senior centre-back, very important for Man City. They're playing a 20-year-old right now. So yes, very relevant. Besides that, thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it. The old man's doing good. And thanks for the bet. Unfortunately, it didn't go through.
We got fucking, I was feeling so good at 70 minutes, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's totally going to happen. But also, it wouldn't have mattered anyways, it's Fulham lost. Yeah, but it was actually really bad.
Enzo listened to the pod with like writing notes. I'm sure you guys have seen that meme of Ryan from The Office. Make it like he made the list.
I did make notes. As soon as I heard the first one, I was like, oh, I see how this is going to go.
What about our criticism? Didn't we criticize you pretty harshly for benching Iwobi?
Yeah, because,
Did you get where we were coming from?
I got where you were coming from, but you also said what I was thinking when I did it, which was who they were playing against. So I was like, all right, let me just sit back. It's going to be a tight game.
Fair enough.
Is that the Milan jersey that we used to play with?
Yeah, and it's quite tight compared to what it was when I first wore it.
Did it shrink or you got fatter?
Nah, I got fatter. Straight up, got fatter. I wish I could say it shrunk.
So speaking of new ends, the other big thing, there was a blockbuster trade that happened in our league that you were involved in.
Oh, that's right.
I don't want to spend too much time on it because like who knows if people really care about our trades, but I think it was just interesting because I shared it in the chat being like, what do you guys all think of this? And everyone thought it was unfair, but half the people thought it was unfair from one side, and the other half of the people thought it was unfair from the other side.
Look, if you go by form, like when I did this trade, I just need to change up my team a little bit.
It was like a few days ago. Don't act like the trade was like a few weeks ago. It was like very recent. Yeah.
Who's acting like it?
Because you're saying when I made this trade, who was in form? It's their current form.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Their form. But if you go by this week, with Skelly getting sent off, that means Trossard's definitely going to get more minutes. With the way Tottenham's playing right now, they look like they're playing better. Son's starting to look like he's in form. And then you got Guimaraes was just a throw-in. The only thing that I agree with is I didn't ask for Fab. I got Fab.
Well,
for no reason.
Will you explain what the trade was before we go into it too much? What was it exactly?
So I got Son, Guimaraes, and Trossard, and I gave up Jimenez, Vardiol, and Tillemans. I don't think it's a bad trade.
Yeah, I think the name recognition of those three, Trossard, Hassan, and Bruno, is so much higher. So initially I was like, what the fuck? And then when I went and dug into the numbers a little bit, like, it's like Tillemans is kind of creeped up as one of he's like the 7th ranked mid or something like that.
Yeah.
13th ranked mid to something, and then like obviously Jimenez has been really good, and then Vardiol is one of the better defenders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Top 10 defender.
Yeah.
So and then the other guys it's just they haven't been informed, so they've been disappointing for what you would expect from them.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm trying to play on what may become for the rest of the season for those teams.
So to me, whoever's getting the best player in the trade usually ends up winning the trade. And obviously, you got the best player in the trade. On top of that, you got Son. On top of that, you got 40 Fab, which
30 Fab.
40. No, you got 40.
40.
Did I get 40?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm ever going to fucking use it.
No, but right now you kind of have fuck you Fab kind of Fab.
Yeah, like, fuck you Fab.
You could just add people for the sake of adding people.
Yeah, I could.
Which, I mean, if I was a commissioner, shit like this would never happen on my watch.
Yeah, I wasn't happy about it, but it's also like we've set a precedent, So
yeah. Hey,
it's just grown adults make their own decisions, and even if I'm not happy with it,
thank you.
As long as it clearly wasn't collusion, and I didn't think that this was collusion.
So look, he used the word collusion, Tiko. So what are we going to speak about next?
What?
Slight adjustments of scores.
That's never you can't just make baseless accusations like that.
I didn't make the accusation.
It threatens the integrity of our whole league. Yeah, but he literally took a screenshot after the final whistle before the clean sheets points came through, and he took a screenshot a minute later after the clean sheet points came through and was like, "This is mighty suspicious, everyone," and it was so obvious.
Fucking perfect.
The clean sheet points should be there until no longer it's there. And also, Trent did not deserve any clean sheet points. That guy was Jesus Christ.
Dude, he got dribble passed 20 times. That's a Premier League single.
It was 11, wasn't it? It was 20. No, what was it? What was it actually?
20.
It was 11, but it seemed like it was a lot more than that.
11? Didn't it break a record?
Yeah, single game record ever in the Premier League game.
It was like the most since like 2015 or something like that. But the crazy thing, it was always the same two moves. The turn, like, which is he does, like, is very good. Doku's very great.
Little drop on the shoulder.
Yeah,
likes to do that.
Yeah, it was rough.
When you got turned?
I barely squeaked by. I really did deserve to win my matchup this week, but sometimes you need to get a little lucky. Am I right, Tiko?
Sometimes you need to get lucky. Yeah, I mean, for me, I lost because I benched the wrong Liverpool player. I went with Luis Diaz over
Szoboszlai.
I cannot believe you did that.
You would have gone Szoboszlai?
I don't know. I don't really
the way Szoboszlai's been playing, like, this was a game for him.
I think it's easy to, in hindsight, to say
hindsight, but honestly, you've been playing Szoboszlai.
So I've been playing both of them, but honestly, within the first 10 minutes, I said to myself, I made the wrong decision because, not even just because the way the game was going, because I was just hoping Diaz would score, and from both those two players, he was more likely to score. But the clean sheet points, because Szoboszlai is in midfielder, and then afterwards I'm like, dude, like, Diaz usually plays like 60-something minutes that he gets benched. But I was watching the Real Madrid game, so it was kind of like I had to like real quick just kind of figure it out. But what
Excuses. Nice
Excuses.
Good
Yeah,
excuse. Yeah.
very good.
it's okay. It was against my brother, so it stayed in the family.
Collusion.
No, Tico's hard now. Tico's only one game ahead now. So now
One
getting
game ahead
tight.
of you, 2 games ahead of
Plus,
Enz. But luckily, since Keefe had such a bad week scoring wise, I'm like 70 points above you, 75.
Yeah, you're like 1.5 games ahead now, kind of.
Pretty much. Yep.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I do have that week coming up that Liverpool doesn't play, and who are they playing in the final with? Villa or Newcastle?
Newcastle.
Well, I dropped shares, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, so I have that game coming up, so I have to go without my 3-headed dragon. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what happens that week too. That's gonna be a huge week. If you can pull a win that week, it'll be actually really, really important for you.
Can we talk about how the special one was burning Tiko in the chat?
That was literally not a burn.
It was such a burn.
It wasn't.
I mean, he said something that we've said multiple times in this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's good old fashioned joke. Just that Tico's whole team is Salah.
Yeah, he's
Right.
carried by Salah.
and I just happened to point out that if we take out the Salah's total points for my team, and I still outscore him.
Did you guys see that Salah has? There's been only 3 players have had over 40 goals and assists in a season in the Premier League in the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Erling Haaland,
Harry
Luis
Kane.
Suarez, Mohamed Salah like 6 years
Twice.
ago,
Twice.
and then Mohamed
yeah.
Salah already this year with how many games left? Like 10 games left or something
Mhm.
like that. So that is crazy. He's on track for like one of the best seasons ever.
If he does another 8 goal contributions, he beats Alan Shearer's record of 47.
From like way back.
Way back. It's an old record.
I'd be curious to see what the overall points total record ever is in the Premier League for fantasy, and I'd be curious to see if he's on track to beat that.
But he's like
For fantrax.
miles ahead of the second place. Like miles.
I mean, and like, yeah, Palmer was like kind of up there for a minute, but with his recent slap, there's just no chance.
He's not ice cold anymore. He's
No.
ice cool.
He's lukewarm. That's what he is.
He's
So I'm
defrosted.
actually, Keefe, when you asked who's done like the most points ever, I went back and kind of looked at it because, for example, like someone like KDB, he's been in the city for a while, so you could go back and look at it. In 2019-20, KDB was averaging 20.7 points, and he finished with 723. But he had 13 goals and 20 assists.
But is Salah not on? She's not on track for that.
He is, because that was at 20.7. Salah's averaging 22. So Salah's going to break it by maybe like 70 points.
If he stays on the same level.
And if it continues, I mean, health is obviously the biggest thing for him right now.
Interesting. All right, this has been episode, I don't even know, 79 of Draft Offsides. I'm with Tiko and Enzo. My name is Keefe. We are on everything at Draft Offsides. Follow us on YouTube, on Twitter, on X, on TikTok, all the places.
Yeah.
All right, see you next week. If not sooner, next week, right? It's gonna be a little.
You want to do a double? It's going to take a while.
We'll see. Let's see when this gets out. We'll go from there.
No, we could do one on Friday. When is the next game? On March 8th?
Saturday.
Is there?
There's no games this weekend.
There's no games this weekend?
There's no games this weekend.
Is it a cup weekend? Oh, it is March 8th.
It's a cup weekend. So we could do one anytime after this one comes out to do like a recap and then preview for the next one.
Yeah.
We just do it either. We just can do it on Monday like we always usually.
Yeah. No, we're good. Well, that's interesting. So what's going on this weekend? Is it?
I haven't even looked. Is it
Cups.
League? Is it League Cup?
Carabao, I think. Oh, who are you guys playing?
Who are we playing? FA
I'm
Cup.
No.
I'm playing your brother, and he's already starting to throw fucking shade, little bitch.
I'm playing
Paco
Ezzy
Vardy.
Vardy Sancho Party, which he hasn't been great, but he's projected to win.
Because he has good players.
Dude, if Derek adjusted his lineup, he would have spanked Keefe.
He-
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta get lucky. Sometimes you gotta get lucky.
He left Haaland in. What's he doing?
He didn't have anywhere. He gambled. He had nowhere else to sub in.
Rashford.
He had Rashford.
Yeah, but
Rashford didn't start.
Rashford
But
didn't start.
he played Rashford when he was on the Manchester United bench.
Mm-hmm.
Conspiracy.
You know what?
I thought about texting him, but I'm not
I offered him a
Like
trade.
cruel individual.
I'm not built like Enzo.
I offered him a trade, and he declined it real quick.
He's never accepted a trade in his life.
And then you know what he offered me? He's fucking hilarious. So I was trying to get Rashford, right? So I said, look, give me Rashford. I'll give you Guimaraes and Rutter. You know what I mean? It's not a bad trade. I think that's a fucking excellent trade, actually. You know what I mean? And then he declined it. Then he offered me Strand Larson and Buonanotte for Robinson. I was like, you're fucking great. You
He's
are.
just being a jerk at that point.
I fucking love him, man.
All right, I gotta run.
All right, lads.
Later, guys. Keep your windows open.
We'll do.
All right, bye, guys.